Hi, welcome back to Live and Breathe Horses. Today we're going to have a little talk about whips, sticks, crops, whatever you want to call them, about their use and abuse. So, I mean, imagine you all know what they are, but I just found a little collection, and some of these I've had since I was a child, so that's a very long time ago. This is a rather cute one. So this is like a little wooden stick covered in leather. And this one we used to do working hunter pony showing. So you would hold it more halfway up in here, almost more as a decoration than to actually use it. It's quite beautiful. I mean, that must be, oh God, I hate to think, 50 years old. And then this one, which was my cross-country stick when we used to do eventing. Lovely, and I've actually used that for long reining when I needed more than a bit of a push. It's a nice one, this little to hold. And that one, I mean, again, like this, although I have seen people hold it like that so you can give them a harder whack, which is not really where we want to be. And this was my show jumping one, which looks a bit old and scruffy. I remember they made ones very like this, but all different colours, way back when sort of plastic colour things in the 70s became a thing, and they were called magic wands. I mean, now I see you get ones with little stars on the end and pink and sparkly and everything. And then this one is a dressage whip or stick, whatever you want to call it. So it's longer, so you can touch the horse without taking your hand off the reins, which the other ones you would put your reins in one hand to use the whip. And then this is a longer one, which is for groundwork, and often used, you know, when you have a rider on and you want to give little touches here and there. And I normally use now just the very thin branch from the custard apple tree, because that was what Miguel used, and I love the feeling of that being natural. So the point I want to make, you're looking a bit grumpy there, Morisco. If we untie you, are you a bit late? Is that a bit short? You're just sleepy, you think? You're sleepy. And a bit warning Umo not to come any closer. Umo thinks he'd like to get his head into Muñeco's manger and finish off his food, which he will do as soon as Morisco and I go off to work. Anyway, yes, that was a nice breath, Morisco. So it's not about, you know, any of these on their own is not, it's just a thing. It's not inherently cruel or doing any damage to the horse. The point is the hands that hold it, the intention and the feel in the heart. So obviously using a whip to whack and hurt a horse is not right, and is always going to be detrimental to the relationship and the development. You know, there's ways you can correct them and get them to do what you want without whacking them with a whip. So the point I want to make is that this one especially, or I would be using my little wooden stick, which I forgot to bring out, let me just put these down, is to give signals to the horse. So you can give, I mean, this has got a very light little fluffy thing on the end, so you can give very soft touches. And the way I was taught with by Miguel was, you know, especially with the work in hand, we use the stick to stop the horse. So when you're working in hand and you're using the stick down here, and then you want to halt, we would lay the stick up there. So when you can use the same thing to say stop and relax, or go and move, or activate whatever part of your body, and the horse understands what it's for and is not running away from it. Because when it's fear, they're not learning, and it's not a healthy development for their body, their mind, or anything. You know, I had a client once and they bought some horses from a very famous show jumper in Germany, and I got the job of riding these very expensive high-class horses. So the first day I got on and I was like, okay, let's go. Nothing. Horse didn't want to move. Come on, come on. And I was like, this is a bit strange. And somebody said, here, I'll give you a stick. So they went like that to hand me up the stick, and the horse just took off. So, you know, that says it all, that they've been really beat up and abused. So this is, like I said, of course it's not healthy or good in any way, that the stick should be used for little gestures. So riding with this long one, it also means you can give little touches, you know, to activate a certain part of the body. I think the important point with riding with the stick is that we don't depend on it to get our horse to go. that it's to give little signals and helps, whether it's from the ground or from on top. And especially with when we're riding, if we say go with our body, that should be enough for the horse to really go. You know, and if not, with the legs, that he should first and foremost listen to the legs, that we should be able to take the stick away, have the same energy and be able to ride perfectly well without it. You know, that jumping out the tracks exercise, no, there's nothing in the bucket, from Buck is perfect for that, you know, because you know, to go from listening to the leg and listening to our body, you know, he was a bit laid back and I always rode with a stick, and so I thought, well, what happens when I don't have it? Will he really listen? You know, because you get so lazy, I guess. We get in the habit of just a little tap with a stick when we need it. I mean, if I ride out, I tend to always take one, and sometimes even with a flag, a material on the end, because we get a lot of loose horses running around here. Sometimes the neighbours leave them out, and occasionally even stallions, so, or young maybe 2-year-olds, so it's nice to have something to warn them off when you're out if you need it. But yeah, that was the main point I want to make as well, is just that we use and abuse, you know, and it's how we use it, that a stick in itself, and people say, oh, that's cruel to use a stick, that's cruel to use spurs, for example. Again, it's how you use it, not it's not the thing itself, it's the feeling and the tact. And you know, when you knowing, okay, the horse understood, taking it away, blah blah blah, that same connection thing that we always go for. So we're going to tack up and go and have a little bit of a ride, if Mariska's going to wake up enough for that. What do you think, Biscuit? You too sleepy? We'll just do a little one. Thank you for listening to us today.